they still exist, hidden far beyond the reach of modern civilization.
In places where maps fade and the outside world disappears.
Where survival is not a choice, but a way of life.
Where ancient rituals still shape every moment of existence. Every mark carries meaning passed down through generations.
And every step into their world comes with unseen danger.
These are not just hunters, they are protectors of their land.
Watching, judging, remembering everything that has come before.
In the darkness, their world comes alive in ways we barely understand.
This is Africa, unseen, untouched, and far more dangerous than we ever imagined.
This is a land untouched by time, where nature still rules everything.
From endless deserts to impenetrable jungles, Africa hides worlds we have never fully seen.
Here, humans are not the only ones fighting to survive. Beyond what we call civilization, entire communities live by their own rules.
Where life begins without technology and grows through tradition.
Every day is shaped by rituals, passed down through generations.
Every detail, every object, tells a story older than history.
And every person carries the responsibility of survival.
Outsiders are rarely welcomed and never fully trusted.
Because deeper inside, there are places where the outside world is not allowed to exist. Far from the mainland lies a place the modern world was never meant to enter. A forbidden island where every step toward the shore can become a final mistake.
Hidden beneath the trees are people who have rejected every outside hand that ever reached for them.
They do not speak to strangers. They warn them. And their warning is not symbolic.
Every weapon here is built for one purpose: to keep the outside world away.
To come closer is to cross a line they have defended for generations. On this shore, the first message is always the same: leave now.
In a world obsessed with discovery, this is one place that still refuses to be found.
In one of Africa's harshest lands, survival has taken a different form.
Identity is carved into the body and displayed without fear.
Tradition and modern weapons now exist side by side.
Strength is not inherited. It is proven.
And only the strongest earn respect.
Their wealth walks on four legs and must be protected at all costs. In a land of constant conflict, survival demands adaptation. Life here is harsh, but deeply rooted in tradition. Even the youngest grow up
understanding the cost of survival.
In this world, danger is not a threat. It is a way of life.
In the burning heart of Namibia, beauty itself becomes a form of survival.
For the Himba, the color red is not decoration. It is identity, protection, and tradition.
Every layer placed on the skin carries the memory of ancestors and the strength to endure the land.
Here, life moves with the rhythm of drought, cattle, and sacred fire.
Their survival depends on the land and on the animals that sustain the community. Every ornament speaks quietly of age, family, status, and belonging.
At the center of Himba life burns the sacred fire, the living connection between the people and their ancestors.
In a land without water to waste, even cleansing becomes a ritual shaped by wisdom. From childhood, tradition is not taught as history. It is lived every day.
To the outside world, they may seem distant, but within this desert, the Himba remain exactly where their spirit belongs.
Among Africa's most iconic warriors, strength is worn in color and carried with pride.
The Masai are known not just for how they look, but for how they stand.
Their movements tell stories of endurance, courage, and unity. Life here revolves around cattle, the true measure of wealth and survival. Every warrior is both protector and provider.
Each color, each pattern carries meaning passed through generations.
Their lives move with the rhythm of the land and the animals they protect.
From a young age, tradition becomes identity.
Strength here is not just physical. It is a way of being. In a changing world, the Masai remain rooted in something far older than time.
Before farming, before cities, before the modern world, this was how humanity survived.
The Hadza still live by one of the oldest ways of life on Earth.
They do not chase comfort. They follow instinct, skill, and the rhythm of the land.
Every tool they carry is simple, but every detail means survival. Hunting here is not sport. It is memory passed from one generation to the next. Even sweetness must be earned in one of the harshest landscapes on Earth. Their world is built not from walls, but from movement, trust, and shared survival. In childhood, they learn not from books, but from the land itself.
In the dark, the fire becomes their shelter, their story, and their connection to those who came before.
While the world races forward, the Hadza remain guardians of a life humanity almost forgot.
Deep within Africa's rainforests, there are people who have never needed to conquer the land.
The forest is not their enemy. It is their home.
Every movement here is quiet. Every sound matters. Their tools are simple, but perfectly shaped for survival. Nothing is permanent here. Everything is built to move with the forest.
The forest provides, but only to those who understand it.
Even the youngest learn the language of the forest early.
Music here is not entertainment, it is connection.
When darkness falls, the forest does not sleep. Hidden beneath layers of green, their world remains unseen and untouched.
In one of Africa's driest and most unforgiving regions, survival belongs only to the strongest.
The Turkana are shaped by heat, hunger, and a land that gives nothing easily.
Every step here is measured against thirst, distance, and danger.
Life in Turkana is built on endurance and carried by the whole community.
Their ornaments are more than beauty. They are identity, worn proudly against a brutal world.
Livestock is not simply wealth here. It is the line between life and loss.
In a place where conflict can rise as quickly as the dust, every man learns to defend what is his.
Home is not comfort. It is resilience, built from whatever the land allows.
Through drought, migration, and hardship, their strength has never left them.
From isolation to survival to strength shaped by the land.
Every tribe carries a story, written not in books, but in the land itself.
And in every generation, those stories continue.
Different tools, but the same purpose: to survive.
When the sun disappears, their worlds come alive in ways we are only beginning to understand. Africa is not one story. It is thousands unfolding at the same time.
And behind every face is a reality we have barely begun to see.
They are not relics of the past. They are the present, living beyond the edges of our world. And as long as these lands remain, so will the people who belong to them.
Even in the most remote places on Earth, the modern world is slowly drawing near.
But for many of these communities, change does not arrive as progress. It arrives as a question of survival.
A new generation now stands between two worlds, one inherited, one imposed.
Tradition and modern life do not always replace each other. Sometimes they collide in silence.
What has lasted for centuries can begin to change in a single generation.
The outside world brings roads, medicine, trade, and attention, but it also brings pressure, judgment, and loss. For the young, the future is no longer simple. It is divided between memory and possibility.
Around the fire, the oldest voices still carry the weight of who they are and what must never be forgotten.
The danger today is not only the wild, but the slow disappearance of a world that once stood untouched.
And as Africa changes, the question is no longer whether these tribes still exist, but
across this land, stories older than history still breathe beneath the surface.
They are not myths, not relics, but living cultures shaped by time, land, and survival.
And in every child, the future of these worlds quietly continues.
what they carry is more than tools. It is identity passed through generations. Their traditions are not performances. They are the rhythm of life itself.
And yet, these worlds remain fragile. standing quietly against the force of change.
To understand them is not to judge, but to listen.
Because what they protect is not just land, but a way of being human. A way of life that the modern world is slowly forgetting.
And perhaps the real danger is losing the last places on Earth that still remember who we once were.